So, welcome everybody to India Sports News, day two of the Border Gavaskar Trophy, the first test match that is being played at the VCA Stadium in Nagpur. And I have with me former India cricketer Nilesh Kulkarni joining us live on this broadcast. Nilesh, thanks a lot for joining us. The second day, we expected India to run away with the test match, but that did not happen because India kept losing wickets, and right after breaks, and only captain Rohit Sharma and to some extent Ravindra Jadeja stood tall. What do you make of the second day?
I think one of the key factors on this low turning track assistance, the key is those who settle in need to capitalize and capitalize long because and that's what it has been seen. Rohit and to a large extent Ravindra Jadeja, they both have actually held their nerve, capitalized, selected the shot selection areas in which they feel the runs are going to come. So even when they were stepping out, they were not stepping out to hit them over the line. They were stepping out to unsettle the bowler also. So I think they've got their strategy right. The areas with which they played the shots were also very comfortable to see. But I think, as you rightly said, many of the batters got out just after the break or just when they got in without settling themselves in. So I think that's one area, especially on a turning track where all those who played a lot of cricket on turning track will let you know that you need at least first 20 minutes to half an hour to get used to the bounce, pace, spin, adjust all these areas.
Nilesh, I just wanted to draw your attention to the role played by, say, someone like a Ravichandran Ashwin as a night watchman. It's unfair to call him a night watchman because he bats as well as any
He's
top
got
order
five
batter.
test hundreds. He's got five test
Absolutely,
hundreds.
absolutely. It's unfair on him in that sense. How would you rate his effort?
Brilliant. I think see what happened was he actually can bat at any order, right? Because it's not easy to get five test hundreds for a team like India. Because when you bat at number seven onwards, you always need more time, especially in India. But he's done it at five times. So as you rightly said, we genuinely cannot call him a night watchman. But that was a good surprise to see Ashwin coming in yesterday and making sure that do not give the advantage first thing in the morning. And he selected the areas again. He played sweep, played the lofted shot. But Ashwin as a batter, he's very comfortable at the back foot. He likes to play on the back foot. So on this low wicket, it works well in his favor because he gets enough ample time because the ball is not just zipping through. It's going to come slow. And he's very comfortable on the back foot to start playing. So I think it worked well for us, for Ashwin and for India in that partnership.
And what do you make of the two senior batters, Cheteshwar Pujara and Virat Kohli, not cashing in because Aussies fear Pujara for his longevity and Kohli for his run making, and both fell in contrasting fashions. Pujara fell trying to score, and Kohli fell trying to be safe. So, what do you make of that?
I think it's unfortunate. Very early days, they are a proven performers. It's just unfortunate that's surprising to see the reverse of the strategy. Had it been Virat Kohli going for the shots and getting out, people wouldn't have reacted. And likewise for Pujara. If Pujara would have defended and got out, people wouldn't have made a statement. So it's an exact contrasting approach from both of them. But I think it's early days. When you are early at the crease, and with these things happen, ball just zip through or just stays down. But surprising to see the strategic approach by both the batters.
And the two debutants, Surya Kumar Yadav and KS Bharat, Surya was supposed to play the role of Rishabh Pant. Lot was expected from him. He was thrown in as an X factor. Do you think that weighed on his mind?
See, I'll tell you what, in a debut, it's always the pressure time is very high. The expectations are riding high. He's the number one T20 player in the world. So he's high on confidence, but there's a different format, different challenges, different wickets, different scenarios. There are three fielders in the close in when you walk into the bat. You're making a debut. A lot of pressure. It's nobody got away with the pressure situation on a debut. And I think you could see that Surya was trying to settle himself by doing something different. And I think he just missed a basic part of defending and selecting the right shot. So I think with Bharat, I've not seen much of him in play first class cricket, so I'm not commenting too much on Bharat. But the way he was just trying to jab at it, and the way his front foot was just launching himself, I could see there's a leg before on the platter. As a bowler, I was reacting when I saw that him doing it. For every almost ball, he was just lunging forward. Typically in a first class cricket, that's been a sign for many cricketers. And when earlier days, when in 90s, in early 2000, you were not getting the leg befores on the front foot, so you could actually go flat on the front foot. Even if you get hit right in the middle, the umpires wouldn't give you out. But now with this DRS and the front foot leg befores, you've got to be extra careful when the off spinner is bowling round the wicket. He is trying to bowl within the stumps, so there's always a chance for him if you start hitting. So his first line of defense was to put his foot on the front foot and then play with the bat. Instead, it should be bat first and then try and survive, because that's what Ravindra Jadeja has done. That's what Rohit Sharma did successfully. Well,
And we spoke about the two Indian debutants, but the Australian debutant, Todd Murphy, he bowled well and picked up wickets. In fact, for a while, I felt that he could do what Ajaz Patel did in Mumbai for New Zealand against India. What do you think set him apart from, say, Nathan Lyon?
I think the best part about Todd Murphy is that not many people have seen him, A, and B, most importantly, he stuck to a plan. He did not deviate from that plan. His role and the goal is to bowl within the stumps. If the ball spin this much, that's good enough to take an edge or beat the bat. It's exactly what has happened with Todd Murphy. He beat the batters by this much spin, but he made sure 90% of the time he's consistent. And likewise, what Ravindra Jadeja did in the first inning against Australia, he was making sure he hit the right spot, ball after ball after ball. This is exactly what Todd Murphy has done. Nathan Lyon, champion bowler. Expectations are very high on his shoulders, but he's trying to toss it up. He's giving more air. He wants the ball to spin more. You know, Areas, the line he wants to vary, the length he wants to vary. Probably he comes with 400 wickets, so he's got that reputation. He walks in, but with Todd Murphy, I think what he did was his initial role was to support Nathan Lyon. That has reversed now in this particular inning.
And the fact that Todd Murphy is just 22 and Nathan Lyon is on the wrong side of the 35, beyond 35, do you think, or is it early days, that Todd Murphy could be here to stay for Australia in Test cricket?
Very early days. See, India is a very tricky country to play cricket. If you play on a turning track, you go high on confidence. But if you start traveling to Australia, England, New Zealand, or any other country, including South Africa, it becomes very difficult. You need to evolve. What Nathan Lyon has championed is the way he bowls is off spin. He's got a drift, he's got a dip, he's got a good control over his spin consistently. So these are the areas with which on a good flat non-spinning friendly conducive wicket, you need to start buying wickets. You need to start work on it. Whereas in India, you need to stick to a plan, make sure you do repetitive things, and let batters do something different, because that one ball is always playing back of the mind of all the batters. So early days, early days for Todd Murphy to think about how he's going to eventually become a successor to Nathan Lyon. But all in all, I think brilliant start for his career, Test career.
What about the two new ball bowlers, Scott Boland and Pat Cummins? What did you
No,
make? Because for Scott Boland, Alex Carey went up to the stumps. What did you make of their bowling?
I think for Boland, they had a very clear strategy that he's going to try and bowl the cutters, the slower ones, and that's how Kerry came up to the stumps. But it was good to see Pat Cummins in the second spell with the new ball. He looked what we are used to seeing him as champion bowler. He actually looked comfortable. He got Rohit Sharma out after dropping. Steve Smith dropped him a catch. The follow-up ball was brilliant. His off stump went cartwheeling. To get a batsman who's set after in a hundred, to get him out like that, you need a special ball. And Pat Cummins came up with that spell in that special ball. He was unlucky in a couple of times with Jadeja, and then later on to Akshar Patel also. The ball went past a few times, but I think he looked comfortable, handled that condition really well, and this is what we are known to see Pat Cummins can offer. Going for those wickets, key wickets for the breakthroughs.
How much do you think Australia missed the likes of Mitchell Stark and Josh Hazelwood?
Huge, huge, especially in this test match. Huge because Hazelwood is known to bowl stump to stump. And on this wicket, when the ball is keeping low, you're more likely to get a leg befores. You're more likely to get bowls, hitting the stumps, doing something different. And of course, Stark with his pace and with his left arm angle. Obviously, I think both of them are dearly missed in this particular setup for sure.
We have a question from one of our subscribers, Mahesh Kutti. We both know him very well. How much do you think would be a good lead be? You spoke about 150.
I spoke about 150 yesterday. I still back that. I still think that 150 is a decent score. If you have a lead of 150, we have champion bowling side, especially the three seamers will dominate that part because now the wicket is going to get from day to day it's going to get deteriorated more, and you probably have more chances. And as we've seen in this particular second day, it's not easy to go for the shots. It's not easy to go after the bowlers. Also, you may get lucky with one or two shots, but it's not easy to start hitting through the lines and over the fielder as well. So it's going to be very interesting if India manage to get 150 lead.
We had enough drama on the field, but off the field as well, we had a lot of drama. Fox Sports in Australia picked up somebody's tweet and then went hammer and tongs with it and built a narrative around it about the fact that maybe Ravindra Jadeja was helped in tampering with the ball by Mohammad Siraj, applied some ointment, and the Indian management had to clarify to the match referee Andy Pycroft that it was some pain relief ointment or something of that sort. The Aussies are up to the old tricks.
Absolutely. When you point one finger at others, they forget that three fingers are pointed back at them. They should actually look at it what Australians have been doing, and that's something which is, according to me, without verifying that news, it's unfair to start pointing fingers at anybody, and it's proven wrong because they are not the stakeholders. If the match referee, the umpires on the field start raising this, obviously it becomes a issue. But it does not seem like that because the matter is already set. It did not escalate also, so I was surprised some of the cricketers who reacted immediately with few ex-captains also, test playing captains. It is quite crazy to see when you don't have a verified news. How can Fox Sport go ahead and start, creating unsecured or unverified news and try and make a story out of it, which is I think uncalled for. And that's really really surprising to see. They want to create some controversy.
And it's surprising even more given the fact that Fox is a broadcaster, and
Absolutely.
so broadcasters usually in India play safe with such things, but I don't think that's the case in Australia.
I think they just stepped over the line way too much. They didn't need to do that. They had somewhere somebody's going to lose the job for sure for creating this story because if it's not verified and it's not been backed, it's unfair to start questioning any of the cricketers or the situations without having a verified news because neither the umpires nor the match referee actually brought it up with this complaint. So why Fox Sport want to jump into this kind of a situation which is uncalled for?
Do you think this will mar the relation between the two sides?
I don't think so. I don't think so. See, I think players know it very well, and I'm sure there's always a history about a particular player. With these current lot, with this kind of scrutiny, none of the players would be keen to indulge into any of these things.
So Nilesh, you're still positive about India's chances going into day three. So are we heading for an early finish?
100%. I think tomorrow is going to be a key day. I only see we need India need to think about two key wickets, because Manas Labuschagne and Steve Smith, who are going to be extremely dangerous in terms of the way they approach in the first innings. But make no mistake, then you have David Warner right at the top, who can just take the game away. But this wicket does not look like, you can start playing the shots from ball one or at any given point, even if you're batting at 40 or 50, you can just start dominating the bowlers. This wicket is not that kind of a wicket where it supports and offers that kind of freedom to batters to go out there and express themselves. So India, I
So
personally feel stand a very good chance.
So, on that happy note, Nilesh, thanks a lot for joining us today to review the second day's play. We'll be back again tomorrow. And for all of you, please like, share, and subscribe, and press the notification bell on this channel. And keep watching us for more updates on India sports news. Thanks a lot, Nilesh.
Thank you, Chavresh.